Go see this movie now. Even if you have never cared before for Pixar movies, it is worth it just for the opening short, The Paper Man. It is Oscar material, I tell you. It's kind of hard for me to describe it. It feels kind of like the short Walt Disney himself would have made if he was still alive. It's a lighthearted, hilarious silent movie with this animation style that blends CGI and pencil sketching in a way that gives it this look of a modern day Steamboat Willie. Reflecting on it now, I'm amazed at how I laughed, was engaged in the narrative, and actually empathized with these characters in such a short amount of time. And I know I'm being really vague right now, but if I were to say anything more, it would just spoil the whole thing. Now, the actual movie, Wreck It Ralph, is the best quote unquote Pixar movie that I've seen in a long time. I say Pixar in quotes because it was not made by Pixar Animation Studios, yet it feels like one. This is because Wreck It Ralph was one of the first movies that John Lasseter, executive producer for this film and former head of Pixar, started on when he became head of all Disney Animation in 2006, and his involvement is evident throughout the entire movie. The story introduces us to longtime video game villain Wreck-It Ralph. He is fed up with being the bad guy and sets out to become a hero. This is where it fits that Pixar archetype perfectly by having our protagonist Ralph fail more than he succeeds by whenever he tries to do good, he makes things worse. Having this core belief that drives the entire movie, the good in everyone, and having a supporting cast of misfit characters. This film is casted perfectly. You've got John C. Reilly from Talladega Nights as the voice of the lovable oaf Wreck-It Ralph. Jack McBrayer from 30 Rock is the naive and innocent do-good man-child Fix-It Felix. Jane Lynch from Glee is the hardened war veteran Sergeant Calhoun. And they also have stand-up comedian Sarah Silverman as the hilariously snarky Penelope. The four of them have this great chemistry because they're playing roles that they have done dozens of times before in other movies and shows to the point that they have their roles down to a T. Now, I'm sure that some people will be turned off by the whole video game setting. Personally, I was worried that the movie would be filled with these inside jokes that only people who play video games would get. I'm very pleased to say that wasn't the case. You could have never played a video game before and still have a great time with this movie. The humor comes from the interactions and dialogue between the characters, not by making everything about video games. But for the serious gamers out there, there are tons of little Easter eggs for you to find. The movie is just packed with small visual references from Metal Gear, Sonic the Hedgehog, Street Fighter, Halo, StarCraft, Pac-Man, Mario, Mortal Kombat, Baldur's Gate, countless arcade classics, and so many more. And personally, I got such a kick finding these little nods to some of gaming's greatest. This movie is pretty touching. You will come to love these strong characters, and because of this, there are several scenes filled with this emotional heft. I'll be honest, the boss fight at the end actually made me cry. One small complaint that I have is almost the entire movie takes place inside the Mario Kart meets Candyland world of Sugar Rush. Wreck-It Ralph's arcade cabinet and Hero's Duty are really only used for some early plot exposition. I was expecting the movie to be more about the characters jumping from video game to video game on some journey, but that didn't happen. Not to say the movie's any worse for it, it's just that a direction I didn't see the movie taking. Man, I just really love this movie. I mean, I could even talk about how the credits were great and how they parodied major gaming milestones. Bottom line, it doesn't matter if you like video games or not, everyone, young and old, who has ever enjoyed a Pixar movie will love this. So if you liked this review, why not press like? Help spread the love for this movie. Feel free to subscribe to stay up to date with my latest videos. Big shout out to OCRemix.com for letting me use the album Cave Story Remix Project for this video. I put their link in the description below. Feel free to check them out for plenty of great fan-made video game music. I'm the Jinjasian Sensation, and thanks for watching. Till next time.